Be me, 32-year-old woman. No need for a man because I have my career, my cats, and my self-respect. Been single for 3 years after dumping my ex-boyfriend Jake. Dumped him because he was too traditional and wanted things like cooking together and talking about future family plans. Ugh, the audacity of men thinking they can control my reproductive choices. Spent 5 years with him but realized I deserved better than someone who wanted me to compromise my feminist values. He was always talking about partnership and building something together. Kept saying things like he wanted us to grow old together and have Sunday dinners with our future kids. Literally so gross how he was trying to trap me in patriarchal structures. Told him I wasn't his bangmaid and I had dreams bigger than being someone's wife. He actually cried when I broke up with him, which was so manipulative. Men using tears to control women is peak toxic masculinity. Felt so liberated after leaving him, finally free to focus on dismantling the patriarchy. Started going to more protests, writing more blog posts about female empowerment. My therapist said I made the right choice prioritizing myself. Been casually dating but nothing serious because I refused to settle. Went on like 40 dates in the past 3 years. Every single man was either too traditional, too progressive in a performative way, or just not ambitious enough. One guy actually expected me to laugh at his jokes, like emotional labor much. Another guy suggested we split the check, which was fine, but then he didn't insist on paying when I hesitated. Like read the room, if a woman hesitates, she's testing whether you're a provider. But also I'm a strong, independent woman who doesn't need a man to pay. It's complicated and men should just know what we want without us having to explain. Anyway, been thriving in my career as a diversity and inclusion coordinator at a tech company. Making decent money, like $75K a year, which is good, but should be more given the gender pay gap. Have a nice apartment that I share with my roommate Destiny. We have 3 cats between us, named Simone, Gloria, and Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Spend my evenings writing think pieces about how women are oppressed in modern society. I have a decent following on social media where I educate people about intersectional feminism. Life is pretty good overall, living authentically as a woman who doesn't need male validation. Then one day scrolling through Instagram like usual. See that my friend Hannah posted a story and Jake is tagged in it. Haven't thought about him in months, maybe even a year. Curiosity gets the better of me, so I click on his profile. His profile is public, which is surprising because he used to be private. First photo I see literally makes my blood boil. It's an engagement announcement. Jake is engaged to some woman named Emma. Looking at the photo, and she's exactly the type I expected. Long hair, natural makeup, wearing a sundress in the photo. The caption says something sickeningly sweet like, "Can't wait to spend forever with my best friend." Immediately feel a wave of something I can't quite identify. Definitely not jealousy because I don't want Jake back. More like vindication that I dodged a bullet. This poor woman has no idea what she's getting into. Start scrolling through her profile because I need to understand what kind of woman would accept Jake's traditional nonsense. Her Instagram is public too, and it's exactly what I expected. Photos of homemade bread, her garden, books she's reading. Pictures of her at church events helping with community projects. Photos with her family looking all wholesome and gross. One caption talks about how she loves making her apartment feel like home. Another about how she finds joy in the simple things. Literally every single photo screams, I have no ambition and my whole identity revolves around being feminine. She has a job apparently, works as an elementary school teacher. Of course she does. The most stereotypically feminine career possible. Probably makes like $40K a year and thinks that's fine. Has no concept of the gender pay gap or fighting for equal wages. Her entire aesthetic is cottagecore, mixed with traditional femininity. The kind of woman who probably thinks feminism has gone too far. Looking through photos of her and Jake together, and I feel this weird tightness in my chest. They're always smiling. He's looking at her, the way he used to look at me. There's photos of them hiking, cooking together, at farmers markets. One photo of them at a bookstore, and the caption says he bought her favorite author's new book as a surprise. Jake used to do stuff like that for me too, but I always told him I could buy my own books. I didn't need him to purchase things for me, like I was some kept woman. Kept scrolling and found photos from what looks like a family gathering. Emma is surrounded by Jake's family, laughing with his mom. His mom, who never really warmed up to me because I refused to help with dishes at family dinners. I was a guest, not the help, but apparently Emma has no problem with traditional gender roles. There's a photo of Emma and Jake's mom cooking together. Caption says, learning family recipes from the best cook I know. Wanted to vomit reading that. This woman has completely given up her identity to fit into his family. Probably does whatever his mother tells her and thinks that's normal. Found a post from a few months ago that really got under my skin. It was a photo of Emma holding a mug on a Sunday morning. Caption talked about how she loves lazy Sunday mornings with Jake, how they make breakfast together and plan their week, how she feels so grateful to have found her partner in life. The comments were full of her friends saying things like, "You two are perfect together," and couple goals. Literally wanted to comment and tell these women they're perpetuating patriarchal standards. But I'm better than that, so I just kept scrolling. Found her Facebook, which had even more information. She's from a small town, comes from a big family, studied education in college, was in a sorority. All her photos are so aggressively normal and traditional. Nothing interesting or revolutionary about her at all. She's literally the human embodiment of a 1,950 seconds housewife fantasy. Went back to Jake's profile to see what he's been up to. He looks happy in all his photos, which is honestly annoying. He's grown a beard. Looks more confident somehow. His bio says something about living simply and loving deeply. So pretentious, but also kind of pathetic. Most of his photos are of nature, his woodworking projects, and Emma. Woodworking projects, because of course he's one of those men who thinks being handy makes him special. Saw he built Emma a bookshelf for her classroom. The comments on that post were full of women saying, "Where do I find a man like this?" Wanted to tell them they can have him, he's not that special. He literally just knows how to use basic tools. Any woman could learn woodworking if she wanted to. It's not impressive. But of course, society celebrates men for doing the bare minimum. Spent probably 2 hours going through both their profiles. Telling myself I'm just curious about what Jake's life is like now. Definitely not bothered by any of this. Just anthropologically interested in women who choose to live in traditional roles. Destiny came home and asked what I was doing. Told her I found out my ex is engaged to some tradwife type. She made a face and said that sucks. Explained that it doesn't suck because I don't want him back. Just interesting to see him with someone who is essentially my opposite. Destiny asked if I was okay, and I said, of course. Why wouldn't I be okay? I'm happy, successful, living my truth. Jake can marry whoever he wants. Doesn't affect me at all. But then I kept thinking about it all night. Kept comparing myself to Emma in my head. I have a master's degree. She has a bachelor's in elementary education. I make more money even though there's still a pay gap. I'm fighting for social justice. She's teaching kids their ABCs. I'm challenging societal norms. She's embracing them. Clearly, I'm the more evolved, intellectual, ambitious woman. So why does Jake prefer her? Not that I care who he prefers because I don't want him. Just objectively wondering what he sees in someone so basic. Started writing a blog post about it that night. Titled it something like, "Why Men Choose Women Who Won't Challenge Them." Wrote about how men are intimidated by strong, independent women. How they prefer women who make them feel needed and superior. How women like Emma are setting feminism back decades. How traditional women are complicit in their own oppression. Wrote about how men like Jake can't handle women who have their own opinions and ambitions. Felt better after writing it, like I was processing something important. Posted it on my blog and shared it on social media. Got some supportive comments from other feminists, but also got some pushback from women saying I was being judgmental. One woman commented that maybe Emma is happy with her choices. Wanted to explain that happiness under patriarchy isn't real happiness. It's just internalized misogyny, making women think they want traditional roles, but didn't want to get into a whole thing in the comments. Over the next few weeks, kept checking their profiles. Told myself I was just keeping tabs on an ex like people do. Completely normal behavior. They posted about their wedding planning, having a church wedding because of course they are. Emma posted about finding her wedding dress with her mom and sisters. All the comments were so supportive and excited for her. She seems to have a lot of friends and family who love her. Meanwhile, I have my cat and my roommate and my social media followers, but that's because I've chosen quality over quantity. Don't need a big wedding or traditional milestones to feel fulfilled. My worth isn't determined by whether a man wants to marry me. Started noticing that Jake never posts about me or our past. It's like I never existed in his life. 5 years together and he's completely moved on. Not that I'm not moved on, because I totally am. Just seems weird that he never even acknowledges that relationship. Meanwhile, I still have photos of us in my archives. Haven't deleted them because they're part of my history, part of my journey to becoming who I am today. Saw that they set a wedding date for 6 months from now. Fall wedding at some rustic venue. Emma posted about how they chose the venue because it reminded them of where Jake proposed. He proposed at some lake during a hike. So cliché and unoriginal. When we were together, I told him if he ever proposed, I'd want something unique and memorable. Not some generic outdoor proposal like every other basic couple. Clearly, he listened and decided to find someone with lower standards. Started having dreams about the wedding. Not because I wanted to be there or anything. Just my subconscious processing this information. In the dreams, I would show up and object during the ceremony. Tell everyone that Emma is making a huge mistake. That Jake isn't the man she thinks he is. That he's going to expect her to give up her dreams. But then I'd wake up and remember I don't actually care. My therapist asked how I was feeling about the engagement. Told her I was fine, maybe slightly amused. She asked if I was being honest with myself. Said of course I am. I'm very self-aware. She suggested that maybe I was experiencing some unexpected feelings. Told her the only feeling I have is concern for Emma. Concern that she's entering a relationship that will limit her potential. Therapist gave me this look like she didn't believe me. But therapists are supposed to support you, not question you. Might need to find a new therapist who understands feminist perspectives better. Few months passed and kept seeing their updates. They went on a trip to meet more of Emma's extended family. Emma posted about how welcomed Jake made her feel in his life. How his friends and family embraced her immediately. Remembered how Jake's friends always seemed uncomfortable around me. Probably because I called them out on their problematic behavior. Like when they made jokes that weren't politically correct. Or when they talked about sports instead of important social issues. I was just trying to educate them, but they saw it as me being difficult. Emma apparently fits right in with them. Probably because she doesn't challenge anyone or make them think critically. Saw photos of Emma at a bridal shower thrown by Jake's sister. The same sister who never really made an effort to bond with me. All the women in the photos looking so happy and excited. Playing stupid bridal shower games and eating cake. Such a waste of time when they could be doing something meaningful. Could be volunteering or protesting or literally anything productive. But instead they're celebrating a woman giving up her independence. Started reading Emma's blog that I discovered through her Instagram. She writes about teaching, her faith, her relationship with Jake. One post particularly annoyed me. She wrote about how she feels like Jake brings out the best in her. How he encourages her to pursue her dreams while also building dreams together. How she never knew partnership could feel so natural and easy. Wrote about how they balance each other and communicate openly. How she feels seen and valued for who she is. It was so saccharine and unrealistic. No relationship is that easy and natural. She's clearly in the honeymoon phase and hasn't seen his true colors yet. Wrote another blog post about performative happiness on social media. How people curate perfect lives online while hiding their real struggles. How traditional relationships often look perfect from the outside. Shared it without mentioning Jake and Emma specifically. But I was definitely thinking about them while writing it. My follower count has actually gone down recently. People are so sensitive and can't handle hard truths. Rather have a small audience of people who really get it. Quality over quantity in all aspects of life. 2 months before the wedding, Emma posted about her bachelorette party. Went to a cabin in the mountains with her bridesmaids. Photos of them hiking, playing games, having deep conversations. All her friends wrote comments about how much they love her. How she's the kindest person they know. How Jake is so lucky to marry her. Felt irrationally angry reading those comments. These women don't even know her that well, probably. Just saying nice things because that's what you do for weddings. Nobody ever wrote comments like that about me. But that's because I'm not the type to inspire shallow platitudes. I inspire people to think, to question, to challenge norms. That's more valuable than being called kind. Jake posted a photo from his bachelor party. Just him and his close friends doing some outdoor activity. Camping or kayaking or something stereotypically masculine. Caption about brotherhood and gratitude. All his friends commenting about how happy they are for him. How Emma is perfect for him. How they've never seen him this happy. Wanted to comment, he was happy with me too, but didn't. Because I'm mature and moved on. Couple weeks before the wedding, started seeing posts about final preparations. Emma posted about writing her vows. Said she never knew she had so much to say until she tried to put her love into words. So dramatic and performative. Vows are just another patriarchal tradition anyway. Promising to love someone forever like people don't change. Like relationships don't evolve and sometimes end. It's setting yourself up for failure. Started having more dreams about the wedding. In one dream, I showed up in a white dress to upstage Emma. In another, I gave a speech about how marriage is an oppressive institution. Woke up from these dreams feeling unsettled. Told myself, it's just my mind processing societal expectations. Nothing to do with actually wanting to disrupt their wedding. The week of the wedding, Emma posted a photo of her wedding dress hanging in her childhood bedroom. Caption about how she feels like she's been waiting her whole life for this moment. How she can't believe she gets to marry her best friend tomorrow. How grateful she is for everyone who has supported them. Comments were full of heart emojis and congratulations. Nobody questioning whether she's making the right choice. Nobody asking if she's considered the implications of traditional marriage. Just blind support for a decision that will likely limit her autonomy. Wedding day came, and of course they both posted photos. Emma looked beautiful in a simple, elegant dress. Natural makeup, hair in loose waves, genuine smile. Jake in a suit looking at her like she hung the moon. The venue was actually really beautiful, all sunset and string lights. Photos of them laughing, dancing, surrounded by loved ones. Everyone looked genuinely happy to be there. Their first dance photo had a caption about choosing each other every day, about building a life based on respect, communication, and love, about being partners in every sense of the word. Felt something sharp in my chest looking at those photos. Told myself it was just heartburn from the Thai food I ate. Definitely not any emotion related to seeing Jake marry someone else. Spent the whole evening of their wedding scrolling through posts, their friends posting photos and videos, everyone talking about how beautiful the ceremony was, how their vows made everyone cry, how you could feel the love between them. One of Jake's friends posted a video of the toasts. Emma's dad talking about how he always prayed she'd find someone who cherished her, how he knew Jake was the one when he saw how he looked at Emma. Jake's best man talking about how Emma brought out a side of Jake they'd never seen, how she made him want to be better, how their love was the kind you read about in books. Felt sick watching these videos. Sick because it's all performative nonsense. Sick because people are so easily fooled by traditional romance. Sick because nobody sees how problematic this all is. Definitely not sick because I have any feelings about Jake marrying Emma. After the wedding, they posted honeymoon photos from some tropical location. Beach sunsets, couples massages, romantic dinners. Emma glowing in every photo. Jake looking more relaxed and happy than I ever saw him. One photo of them on a boat at sunset. Caption about how this is just the beginning of their adventure. How she never knew life could feel this full. Commented, "Hope you've considered the environmental impact of air travel" on one photo. I deleted it immediately because I didn't want to seem bitter. Just wanted to educate about carbon footprints. When they got back from honeymoon, Emma changed her last name on social media. Emma, with Jake's last name, gave up her entire identity to become his wife. So regressive and disappointing. Wrote a whole blog post about women who changed their names, about how it's a symbol of ownership from patriarchal marriage traditions, about how keeping your own name is an act of feminist resistance. Got some pushback in the comments from married women. They said it was their choice and choice feminism is valid. Had to explain that choices made under patriarchy aren't really free choices. If you're conditioned to want something, is it really your choice? Lost more followers after that post, but stood by my principles. Started seeing photos of their married life. Jake built Emma a garden bed for their apartment's patio. Emma posted about cooking meals together on weeknights. Photos of them at family gatherings, hiking on weekends, reading together. Everything looked so domestic and simple. So uncomplicated and traditional. Nothing exciting or revolutionary about their life. Just two people being ordinary together. Emma posted about how Jake surprised her with flowers just because. How he left her notes in her lunch for work. How he does the dishes when she's had a hard day teaching. All the comments from women saying they want what she has. Saying Jake seems like such a good husband. Saying their relationship goals. Wanted to tell them it's all performative. That nobody's relationship is actually this good. That Emma is just curating a false narrative online. But deep down started wondering if maybe it is that good. Maybe Jake really is that attentive and caring. He was like that with me too at first. Before I started calling him out on his problematic behaviors. Before I educated him on all the ways he needed to change. Maybe with Emma, he doesn't have to change. Maybe she accepts him exactly as he is. And maybe he does the same for her. That thought made me irrationally angry. I'm better than Emma in every measurable way. More educated, more ambitious, more aware of social issues. I challenge Jake to be better, to think critically. Emma just lets him be comfortable in his traditional masculine role. So, why does he look happier with her? Why does everyone celebrate their relationship? Why does nobody see that what they have is based on outdated gender roles? Started analyzing everything about their relationship. The way Jake posts about Emma is different than how he posted about me. With me, his posts were always careful, like he was walking on eggshells. With Emma, they're free and genuine, full of inside jokes and casual affection. Remembered how I used to critique his posts about us. Told him they were too cheesy or not thoughtful enough. Told him I didn't need public declarations of love because I'm secure. Now he posts about Emma without any apparent anxiety. Talks about her like she's the best thing that ever happened to him. A few months into their marriage, Emma posted about feeling grateful. Said she never knew partnership could mean supporting each other's individual growth. that Jake encourages her teaching career and creative pursuits, that he never makes her feel small or limited, that she feels more herself than ever in their marriage. The opposite of what I predicted. Thought traditional marriage would stifle her. But she seems to be thriving. Jake posted about Emma getting a teaching award, said he's never been prouder of anyone, that watching her with her students reminds him why he fell in love with her, that her kindness and patience inspire him every day. All his friends commenting congratulations, saying Emma deserves it, saying they're the perfect couple. Started wondering if I made a mistake leaving Jake. Not that I want him back specifically, just wondering if I was too harsh, too critical of his traditional values. Maybe traditional isn't always bad. Maybe some women are genuinely happy in traditional roles. Maybe Emma isn't oppressed. Maybe she's just different than me. Caught myself thinking these thoughts and felt disgusted. This is exactly how patriarchy works. It makes you question your feminist values when you see other women conforming. Makes you think maybe you're the problem. But I'm not the problem. Society is the problem. Jake wanting a traditional wife is the problem. Emma accepting that role is the problem. My feminist awakening threatening their comfortable traditional dynamic was actually good. I challenged Jake in ways Emma never will. That's not a flaw, that's growth. He just wasn't ready for a woman like me. Chose the easier path with someone who won't push him. That's his loss, not mine. I'm still thriving in my own way. Still writing, still advocating, still living authentically. Don't need a husband to feel complete. Don't need traditional milestones to feel successful. My life has meaning beyond romantic partnership. But sometimes, late at night, I scroll through their photos. See them building a life together. See the way they look at each other. See how their families blend together seamlessly. See the community they're building. And feel something I can't quite name. Tell myself it's just society conditioning me to want these things. That I'm above such base desires. That I've evolved beyond needing traditional relationship structures. But the feeling persists. The feeling that maybe I outsmarted myself. That maybe in trying to avoid traditional traps, I walked into a different trap. The trap of being so committed to my ideology that I missed out on genuine connection. No, that's not right. I had genuine connection with Jake. I ended it because he wasn't right for me. Because he wanted different things. Because we were incompatible. Emma being compatible with him doesn't mean anything about me. We're just different people who want different things. She wants marriage and partnership and traditional gender roles. I want independence and equality and to dismantle patriarchy. Both valid, just different paths. Except her path led to happiness and community. And my path led to being alone, scrolling through her Instagram at midnight. Still, I stand by my choices. Refuse to compromise my values for a relationship. Refuse to become someone I'm not just to keep a man. If Jake couldn't accept me as a feminist, as an activist, as someone who challenges norms, then Emma is welcome to him. They can have their traditional marriage. Their Sunday dinners and family planning and joint checking accounts. Their comfortable, unexamined life together. I'll be over here fighting the good fight. Living authentically. Not needing anyone's validation. Definitely not jealous or regretful. Just observing from my intellectually and morally superior position. Watching as my ex builds everything I said I didn't want. With a woman who represents everything I stand against. And wondering why it bothers me so much. But it doesn't bother me. I'm fine. Completely fine. Totally fine. Absolutely fine. Fine.